When predators hunt their prey, they usually kill them before they eat them, right? Wrong. Many predators will begin to eat their prey alive for various reasons. If you want to see what it looks like, keep watching as we look at animals being eaten alive by their predators.
Look at all the other animals.
Ready, stand back.
Look at that.
Number 15, coyote eating. These 3 coyotes are chasing a mule deer buck in the open field. The buck is equipped with large antlers, so the coyotes must be careful. They work the deer like experts and take it down. This coyote is tearing through this deer while it's still alive. The deer remains stoic as if it's enjoying the scenery, while the coyote is ripping through its body. The coyote shoves his head into the deer's open wound and digs for whatever it can find. This coyote hunts and chokes a cat. The cat struggles and tries to free itself, but the coyote is too big and strong in comparison. The coyote carries the cat where it can eat it in peace. Number 14, otters hunting. Otters will not back down from a battle, and a turtle is no exception. But look at this otter sneak up on this large turtle. The otter gets onto the turtle's back and attempts to flip it instantly as if it is aware of its vulnerability. The otter lets go because of the turtle's snap attempt, but only for a short moment. The otter is determined to turn the turtle over, but it is a difficult task. It finally succeeds and starts biting the turtle's belly. With the turtle remaining on its back and defenseless, the otter pushes it farther into the water. I suppose the otter will eat turtle soup today and return the next day to finish the leftovers. Turtles do not stand a chance against any attack once they have been turned over. Although flipping the turtle over was not simple for the otter, you knew it was just a matter of time before it happened. These otters enjoy a delectable turtle meal after killing one and carrying it on the riverbank. You can see how focused they are as they dig into the tender turtle meat. I guess the turtle has been cut into bits and pieces. These 2 otters are giving this turtle a hard time. You can see one of the otters grab the turtle by the head and lift it up and down. I guess the otter's trying to rip the turtle's head off. This otter encounters a turtle and thinks of a way of eating it. The otter doesn't seem aggressive at first, but it will still find a way to eat right through this turtle. Number 13, hippos. These wild dogs and hyenas are all at this waterhole for the same reason. They're trying to get a hold of an impala in the water, but a huge hippo stands guard, and when one of the dogs finally grabs the impala, the hippo scares him away and throws the impala up into the air. The dogs wait patiently, but there is no telling when they will be able to get anything out of this. When hippos get overcrowded or suffer from a disease, it is thought that they may commit infanticide. Due to the difficulty of studying the hostile beast, the reasons for hippos committing infanticide are unknown. This male hippo kills a young hippo calf. It's disturbing to watch, but I guess the hippo has his reasons, no matter how barbaric they are. The video was shot in Zambia's Luanga Valley in 2018. The former ruling bull was most likely defeated and chased away by the hippo bull. Within the pod, he discovered a calf that wasn't his. His dominant gene instructs him to breed with as many hippo cows as possible. For the next 2 years, the hippo cow with a newborn will not be responsive. So, he had to kill the calf to get her in estrus. So the suckling would stop and the cow's biological system would inform her she had lost the baby, and she would begin ovulating soon after. Because the new ruling bull has no idea how long he will be able to sit on his hard-won throne of power, he must get to the point swiftly from a genetic standpoint. There's no time to spend, and he doesn't want to watch his calves grow up. Number 12, wild boars and warthogs. This is a rare sighting of an adult wild boar hunting and eating a baby bonnet macaque. A group of around 30 bonnet macaques foraged in an open grassland alongside an adult wild boar. There were sudden alarm calls from the bonnet macaques which sounded like predator alarm calls. The entire troop rushed towards the location where an adult wild boar had attacked a baby and began to feed on the still alive macaque, eventually devouring its body in front of the entire troop. This wild boar has hunted a small deer and he's eating it. I guess the boar took a few tips from his enemies, the wild dogs. Wild boars are omnivores, so it's not every day you see such a sighting. This monkey is charged by 2 warthogs, and the warthogs are not kidding around. The first warthog knocks the monkey to the ground and startles it, but leaves immediately afterwards. But the second warthog charges the monkey several times until it kills and eats it. A Thompson's gazelle foal is being devoured by a large male warthog. In 2012, it was observed for the first time and no one had previously reported it. Because the warthog is not very good at subduing prey, this kind of behavior only occurs in the first few hours or days after a fawn is born. Number 11. Komodo dragon. This feisty goat has probably not been introduced to the Komodo dragon, and that's probably why it's charging into it when it sees one. Boy, does this goat have a lot to learn. She should have run away when it was still time. Unfortunately, the goat finds out the hard way and pays with its life. This poor deer has been attacked by a Komodo dragon, and no matter what the deer tries, it is doomed. A couple of Komodos are getting ready to feast on this poor deer. These dragons have grabbed a small warthog, and the warthog is being held tightly and crushed by 2 of the dragons. The dragons are tearing out flesh while the pig is still very much alive. Number 10. Wild dogs. A gazelle tried to escape a pack of wild dogs by swimming from one side of the water to the other, but some of the dogs greeted her as she swam to shore. Once a few of the dogs got their paws on the gazelle, the rest joined in the frenzy, and the gazelle was gulped in minutes. These wild dogs simply rip the insides of this impala while it's still alive. They don't waste any time dispatching it. They simply eat their way right through it. Everyone enjoys fresh food, and this is as fresh as can be. Wild dogs are merciless. This poor warthog is being dismembered alive by these wild dogs who are biting and eating it from every angle. No mercy, no pity, says the wild dog. The dogs tear this poor warthog to shreds, but they need to eat, and the warthog is nice and tender. Wild dogs pursue and capture a female kudu. It's worth noting that there is some violence in this video, but the kudu is shocked, so it shouldn't be too upsetting. But I'd rather be where I am right now than where the kudu is, if you know what I mean. This method of killing, in which wild dogs exhaust their prey by running at a constant speed of 55 to 60 kilometers per hour for 3 to 5 kilometers, is extremely effective because the animal is exhausted and has very little energy left to fight or flee once they get close to it. This allows the wild dogs plenty of time to bite into and injure their prey before tearing it apart and devouring it. Number 9. Hyenas. This hyena clan brings down a massive buffalo and begins eating it alive. They simply eat and eat until the buffalo dies, but the hyenas never attempt to kill it. The buffalo even manages to get up, but he is already in pain and can barely walk because of the damage inflicted by the hyenas. It's very difficult to look at, but I suppose that's the hyena's nature. Onlookers saw the chase from a distance and drove up just as the hyena brought the wildebeest to the ground. Immediately, the hyena began to eat the wildebeest alive as it continued to hopelessly struggle to get away. Only the most daring of Africa's predators will take on a fully grown hippo. With 50-centimeter teeth and thick, tire-like skin, these large herbivores are notoriously cantankerous and one of the continent's most dangerous creatures. While its friends devour him, this hyena is whispering something into this hippo's ear. It's telling the hippo they're all hungry in case he didn't realize it. Because the hippo is clearly sick, the hyena's whispers go unanswered. Number 8. Jaguar. This jaguar has a caiman by the neck, and you can see all the bite marks on the caiman's head. The caiman is still alive, but it looks stunned and it's doing absolutely nothing to defend itself. Unless it's dead, of course. After resting, the jaguar grabs the caiman and pulls it up the mound to a safer place. Jaguars typically hunt alone, but this couple successfully caught a caiman together. An animal this large must consume a lot of meat and live in an ecosystem with larger prey such as deer, caiman, paca, capybara, tapir, and large fish relatively easy to hunt. Jaguars are extremely rare in Costa Rica and their future is uncertain. Cattle ranchers, despite being legally protected, occasionally kill jaguars who have developed a taste for horses and cattle. These jaguars have worked together, and the caiman may not be dead yet, but they are transporting it through the forest, most likely biting it while it is still alive. This female jaguar sinks her teeth into this massive black caiman. The bite power of the jaguar is the strongest among all cats relative to its size, at 2,000 pounds per inch. No wonder this caiman is toast after this attack. Number 7. Ants versus mouse and rat. This rat got stuck inside a hole, and it looks like the ants are marching in and biting the rat's butt. I don't see too many ants around, but I guess they're inside the hole. This newborn rat is being feasted on by a colony of ants, and the ants are relatively large. The poor thing can barely move, and the pain must be excruciating, but that's the way nature rolls. Another mouse is swarmed by a vicious ant colony. The mouse tries to get out of there, but it's incapable. The ants attack from all sides, and some are even going up the mouse's nostrils. My body itches just watching this. Number 6. Dingoes eating. Nothing, not even the fastest animal, can get away from them for long. However, this relentless hunter is also a devoted caregiver. Everything is given over to the young, including the hunter's most recent meal, because there is a new litter. For a pup, any animal, such as an echidna, is something to poke and nibble on to see how it tastes. The razor-sharp spines keep it from becoming just another chew toy. When a dingo joins forces with others, it becomes even more lethal. The pups learn to work together as they grow older. 2 siblings have a new unwilling playmate after spotting a monitor lizard on the beach. The monitor gets deep enough to submerge. Dingoes, like all predators, seek out prey that offer the least resistance. Domesticated sheep and cattle are the equivalent of dingo fast food. The prowess of dingoes has earned them the wrath of ranchers who regard them as pests. Their rage isn't limited to prey. Dingoes establish a hierarchy through intimidation and the odd fight. This way, each dog understands his or her role in the hunt. To bring down prey as large and powerful as a gray kangaroo, they must work together. Kangaroos can reach speeds of up to 45 miles per hour and weigh more than 145 pounds. To wear one down, the dingoes chase it in relays, taking turns. There isn't much time to rejoice. Every dog must eat as quickly as possible because a pack can devour an entire kangaroo in minutes. It's all about the family unit for dingoes. These dingoes are chasing a feral pig, and the view from above allows us to see the entire chase up until the dingoes take the pig down. Dingoes are Australia's greatest carnivores, taking down a diverse range of prey. They are nocturnal hunters. Depending on the size of the prey, dingoes may hunt alone or in groups of up to 8. The dingo is a generalist predator, meaning it will comb the terrain for food and eat anything it comes across. These dingoes have taken down a deer and begin to eat it alive. I guess the deer is too big for them to choke, so they decide to start eating. Eventually, the deer will succumb to its injuries. They tear the skin off and proceed to disembowel the deer, and that's the end of that. These dingoes attack this deer from behind and use a hyena tactic, biting at the animal's behind, weakening it slowly. The dingoes constantly target the animal's softer, more susceptible body parts until it falls to the floor, and that's when they begin the destruction process. The animal is eaten alive by the dingoes as they tear chunks of meat from its posterior. Number 5. Lions. This sighting of lions killing a hippo and a calf was discovered by wildlife enthusiasts while on a safari. Unfortunately, nature is under a lot of stress during droughts. The hippo cow and her calf were most likely forced to relocate when the water hole they called home dried up. The cow appeared tired and had most likely spent a significant amount of time traveling a long distance to find an alternative water source. Although hippos are formidable and dangerous, the lack of water to flee into in times of danger makes them vulnerable. This was a heartbreaking sighting, but that's how nature rolls. In this video, a lioness disappears inside a termite mound to pull a warthog from her burrow during a safari excursion. The warthog must have had the surprise of his life. A warthog gets an early morning visit from a lioness with no patience as she pulls the warthog out of his den and kills it. Lions often feed on the testicles first, but they tend to feed more on the lower belly of their prey, unlike their close relatives, tigers and leopards, who tend to feed from the muscle tissue of the thighs and rump first. It looks like this lion is going for the lower belly and the testicles in this video. Number 4. Jackals. Every day, the jackal goes out looking for a fresh meal when it's available. After exhausting the stock of weak pups, he tries his hand at some more boisterous youngsters. But it's not as simple as it looks. Seals have strong jaws, thick skin, and above all are very light sleepers. It seems hopeless, but the hunter has a trick up his sleeve. He tries to make himself disappear, and to do so he must first get rid of his own smell and replace it with a mixture of scents from the bay, after which he disappears. This gives him the opportunity to approach seals without creating a commotion and makes the hunt a lot easier for the jackal. These two jackals are hunting and devouring a baby gazelle while its mother tries in vain to save it. You can see the mother gazelle doing everything in her power to save her baby, and I feel for her, but it's game over. Wildlife enthusiasts out on a safari about an hour after sunrise came across a jackal stalking a baby Tommy and its mother. By the time they got the camera rolling, the jackal was in hot pursuit, and we can see the jackal walk away with the dead Tommy at the end. This jackal rips through a Thompson gazelle, and it's not a small one. These gazelles have nice pointy horns. I don't understand why they don't use them on the jackals. It's not like the jackal is a lion or a hyena. Number 3. Tigers. This tiger is all over a wild pig, and it's biting into the pig's head. The pig is trying to get out of there, but it's not easy when you have a huge feline sinking his teeth into your head. A tiger is biting into a sambar's deer rear end, but when the deer has had enough, it tries to get up and run, but the tiger gets up and tackles it down again. Finishes the deer for good. Number 2. Chipmunks and squirrel. This feisty little chipmunk grabs this snake and makes chopped liver out of it. Usually it's the other way around, but this time the chipmunk is the assailant. The snake is still alive when the chipmunk eats right through it until the little guy bites into the snake's head. When a squirrel encounters a snake, it's anybody's game. That's right, squirrels are capable of killing certain snakes, and you can see for yourself in this video as a couple of squirrels take control of the situation. Another chipmunk shows everyone how to kill a snake. This chipmunk deserves an award for his courage and determination, because that's a pretty big snake for such a small chipmunk. This cute squirrel is eating a bird. It's comfortably installed on a tree, and it's devouring right through the poor victim. Number 1. Lynx and bobcat. The lynx is not a big cat, but it's vicious. This lynx is eating through this deer, and the deer looks dead, but it's not. You will see the deer move at one point when the lynx bites it in the behind. The lynx is full of the deer's blood on his body and is thoroughly enjoying his meal. A field production team recently spotted this lynx crouching in a camouflaged position behind a rock, ready to hunt, while filming a group of markhors grazing in a wildlife conservancy. A lynx stalked and successfully killed a yearling markhor, resulting in a dramatic scene few have ever witnessed. The Himalayan lynx is one of the most elusive and powerful cats in these mountains, only rivaled by the famous snow leopard. The lynx as an apex predator is critical to the balance and health of this complex mountain ecosystem. The owl is a bird of prey, but when a bobcat ambushes this owl, he simply becomes prey for the feisty bobcat. Bobcats can leap 6 to 9 feet in the air and will eat almost anything, but cottontail rabbits, such as this one, are frequently on the menu. To kill the rabbit surely and swiftly, the bobcat delivers a killer bite deep into the back of the neck, often severing the spinal cord. Once again, in typical cat fashion, the hunter tosses his food around before moving to a more secluded spot where he can have a quiet, uninterrupted meal. It's difficult to watch some of these animals being eaten alive, and even though I know that's how it is, I can never get used to it. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Well, that's our look at animals being eaten alive by their predators. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you think. Check out our other videos and subscribe to be part of the fun. Click on the notification icon so you can see our new videos as soon as they're uploaded. That's it for now.